The 6 reasons you are not losing weight. Do you feel like losing weight is an uphill battle? Have you tried different diets and everything under the sun and still not losing weight? We will be covering the 6 main reasons you may not be losing weight. You will want to stay tuned till the end because there's some important information you won't want to miss. Hi, I'm Dr. Nabeel, an NHS registered GP based in Manchester at the award-winning Brooke surgery. I'm on a mission to make evidence-based medicine available to all. Number 1, calorie deficit. Weight loss is essentially a balance between calories in versus calories out. When you use fewer calories than the amount you consume, the body will eventually store the remaining amount of calories as fat on the body, which is what causes weight gain. The NHS recommended calorie intake for males and females is as follows. For males, it's 2,500 calories a day, and for females, it's 2,000 calories a day. If your aim is to lose weight, what you will need to do is reduce your calorie intake each day, roughly by about 300 calories. So as a male, as an average figure, it's about 2,200 calories a day, and as a female, is 1,700 calories a day. The figures I mentioned are generalized figures for males and females. However, to get an accurate reading, what you can do is work out your basal metabolic rate, which we will shorten to BMR. So your BMR is basically takes into account your current mass, your age, your height, and your weight, and then it will give you a calculation of how many calories you need to maintain your current weight. Diabetes UK actually has a very useful tool where you can work out your BMR rate, and we'll include the link below. So make sure you put in your details so you can work out how many calories you need just to maintain your weight. And then based on the advice I gave you earlier for the calorie deficit, you can remove 300 calories daily to get to where you need to with your weight loss journey. Point 2, consuming too much of the wrong foods, such as foods high in sugar, not enough protein, and not having enough whole foods. Food that's high in sugar or ultra-processed foods are usually very high in calories, and this leads you craving more of the same food. It's not just you, that's actually how the food is made. Ultra-processed foods are things like cookies, fizzy drinks, or ice creams. One way you can tell if it is ultra-processed is looking at the back of the packet to see how many ingredients you actually recognize. The opposite to ultra-processed foods are minimally processed foods, things that have very few ingredients, so fruits, egg, milk, those kind of things. Don't worry, you don't need to cut everything out of your diet. We'll give you some advice on what you can do to make things better. The main aim is to stack the good habits, and over time you'll start seeing the benefits. Build your meals with protein in mind first. We'll talk about this in a bit more detail shortly. And then you can add things like your vegetables, your carbohydrates, and your fats. Remember, small changes make a big impact over time, so you have to be consistent throughout this process. Swapping things like having deep fried food to air fried food can make a big difference in calories, or fizzy drinks to water can make a big change too. I mentioned protein. But where do we get it from, and why is it so important? Protein is key for weight loss and makes the journey a lot more easier. Where can you get protein from? You can get it from meat, fish, eggs, cottage cheese. You even got products that you can buy from the shop, such as protein powder or protein yogurts that can really help with your protein goals. What are the benefits of consuming protein? It can reduce your appetite. It can help reduce your cravings, especially those late night cravings. It can help you build muscle mass and strength, and it can help boost your metabolism and help you burn more calories. So how much protein do you need to aim for on a daily basis? You should aim for approximately 1.2 to 1.5 times your body weight in kilograms. So for instance, for myself, I'm roughly about 80 kilograms, so I will need about 120 grams of protein on a daily basis. So how do you actually measure the amount of protein and calories? We're going to get to that later in the video, so make sure you stay tuned. Point number 3, not getting enough exercise or movement. Exercise can look different for everyone. It can be walking, cycling, weightlifting. Moving more will allow you to burn more calories, and this will allow you to go into a calorie deficit, which will eventually allow you to lose weight over time. Building muscle is a key factor in your weight loss journey. Not only will it increase the amount of calories you burn through your basal metabolic rate, it will also allow you to stay healthy for longer by building muscle, strengthening your bones and your ligaments, allowing you to live a longer, healthier life. The aim with building muscle is something called progressive overload. What this means is either increasing the amount of weights that you're lifting for that particular movement, or the number of repetitions that you're doing in that movement. What this will do will stimulate your muscles to allow it to grow, and if you're having enough protein, like we mentioned earlier, the muscles will grow and burn more calories over time. With the calorie deficit and the increase in muscle size, our bodies will use up much more calories, and this will stimulate the body to break down the fat stores for their energy. Over time, with the calorie deficit and the increase in muscle mass, your body will burn much more calories, and it will stimulate the body to then break down the fat stores and allow you to lose weight. Point number 4, not having enough accountability. Tracking your journey is very important to allow you to achieve your goals, because if you don't measure your journey, how will you know how to change? First recommendation, you need to measure the amount of calories you're consuming on a daily basis. This is everything you have, from the small snippet that you have in the kitchen, the extra bit of drink that you have, the dips of sauce, all these add calories. Some of the apps that I would recommend that you could use that are free to use are MyFitnessPal and Noom. It can allow you to scan your food so you can see how much calories you're consuming and also weigh foods and enter them onto the app so you know exactly how many calories you're consuming that day. You need to set your weight loss goals. Some of these apps can actually help you with this and also make a very clear plan on what you're going to eat during the day. Those who plan beforehand and set out their meal plans often find it's easy to stick to. If you're having to make a decision after a long day of work or after a stressful day, likely your body will crave those high calorie foods, so be mindful about having a plan in place. One last tip with accountability is involving friends or family so that they can keep you accountable and give you the extra support you may need on those difficult days. Point number 5, setting unrealistic goals. You may have an ideal weight that you have in mind or the way you want to look. However, having realistic goals is very important so that you stay on the path of your journey. So a recommended amount of weight loss a week would be approximately up to half a kg. And remember, a little goes a long way in your weight loss journey. And even a weight loss of up to 5 to 10% of your body weight can make a big impact on your general well-being and your health. Point number 6, underlying health conditions can potentially hold you back from your weight loss journey. Some conditions could be things like having a thyroid problem, having the use of steroids due to your medical problem, or even your genetics. Now, there's not much you can change around this, so it's important that you're aware of this, but actually stick to the first 5 points to allow you to achieve your weight loss. If you're concerned that any of these health conditions are impacting your weight loss, you can speak to your GP for specific advice on how you can navigate around this. Why being a healthy weight is very important. Not only will you feel better mentally through the acts of exercise, or even look better physically, it's really important for your general well-being. It can stop you developing or improving conditions that you may already have or could develop, such as diabetes, high blood pressure, obesity, even aspects that affect your lungs like COPD and asthma, and even reduce your risk of cancers. If you feel like you've tried everything and you're still not losing weight, you can reach out to your GP for some support and advice. Now, most GP surgeries have access to support services that they could potentially refer you to. At the Brooke surgery, we refer patients to Be Well Tameside. They help you with things all about food, diet plans, exercise plans, and even how to manage your stress and mindful eating. One key point to mention is that there's lots of diet plans out there that you might be aware of, but the one that's going to work is the one that you can stick to. We hope you found this video useful. We are planning health-related content on a monthly basis, so be sure to subscribe below and even follow us on TikTok and Instagram. You'll find the links below.